Rise Extra family. Welcome to Monday. And our fourth box today, because Drew has today off, is a live look this morning, bright and early, at a 24-hour fitness in Vancouver.
Wow.
Because big news, phase 1 in Washington starts today of reopening, and that means the gyms are open, folks, for appointment workouts or one-on-one training. It's a big, change in the way that the state has been operating, and gyms and churches and places of worship and like aquariums can open starting today. Oregon gyms still not. Yeah, good for all those people getting up and working out.
I mean, I've always worked super early, but I love exercising in the morning. They're gung-ho, they're back at it.
Yeah, exactly. We've heard from a few this morning. Our reporter Bryant Clerkley is out there live for us today. Let's go to him first because he is talking with one of the regional directors of 24-Hour Fitness. Hey there, Bryant. Give us a quick lowdown and then let's hear from her on kind of some of the changes that people will notice in Washington at the gym.
All right, perfect. So I'm here at the 24-Hour Fitness in Vancouver, and people have been coming in all morning. And this is Jen. She is the district manager at all the 24-Hour Fitness in Oregon and the 2 here in Vancouver. And like you guys were saying, here in Washington, the gyms can open at limited capacity. So Jen is just going to tell us a little bit about what we can expect, or what people can expect if they're coming to work out here. So Jen, tell us a little bit about what you guys got going on in there.
Absolutely. So the health and safety of our members and team members are the most important priority to us. So you can make 45-minute reservations on our app. It's called 2-4-GO. We're open from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. and we're very focused on making sure everybody is wearing masks. We're social distancing and also doing a lot of cleaning throughout the day.
And you guys actually close the gym at certain times to clean it, don't you? Talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so after every 45-minute session, we close for 15 minutes to deep clean, but we're also cleaning throughout the session as well.
And how many people are allowed in the gym at a time?
So we're allowed 90 people. It's one person for every 500 square feet for our gym.
So what should somebody know if they want to come work out today, but should they just plan it out or something like that?
Yes, so first is downloading our app 2-4-GO and making a reservation through there. And when you come into the gym, you just check in, and it is touchless in the gym. So you just check in and scan in.
All right. Is there anything else that you would like people to know if they're coming to work out today or in the future?
No, we're just really excited to be back open here in Washington, and we're excited to welcome all of our members and team members back.
All right. So you guys heard it. If you're coming, you might want to plan it out a little bit ahead. You do have to make an appointment, but everything is clean in there and safe, and they're ready to have you back.
Hey, I was wondering if Brian could ask the question. It was just, I don't know, before the holidays, some point last fall, gyms in Washington State were open and then they shut down again. So my question is, if we could find out, is anything different right now from what it was during the fall when they were open?
Now, one question, is anything different in the gym right now rather than in the fall when you guys were open beforehand? Did you guys make any changes or anything like that?
Yes, we made some changes to our equipment just to make sure social distancing was happening. We also have some of our amenities closed right now, like our pool, steam room, sauna, things like that.
All right.
So Brian, you talked to a couple of people who were arriving to work out, and they seem really enthusiastic. What's the vibe there?
Yeah, the vibe from people seem really excited to get back into the gym. A lot of people were saying that, they were working out outside, or they were just kind of watching their diet or watching what they were eating because they weren't in the gym, obviously. So they're just happy to be back. A lot of people do feel safe, and a lot of people are following the regulations, and they're wearing their masks and everything, and they're just happy to be able to work out again and get back to their old routine.
Yeah, it is kind of a little return to sense of normalcy. But when you think of one person per 500 feet, I mean, that is something else. Bryant, I know I passed by a 24-Hour Fitness here in Oregon that is still closed, but what they've done is they've taken some of their equipment and they've put it in an adjacent parking garage on the lower floor, and they have that entire bottom level just roped off for people to socially distance, wear their masks, do whatever. I don't even know if all of them have masks on because they're outside. Maybe they do. But anyway, people are working out in the bottom level of a parking garage. So, you know, people are definitely getting creative with how they try and stay fit in 2021. Rod, do you feel comfortable going back into a health club?
I do. I mean, I've never changed my entire family for the most part. Whatever we are legally able to do, we are 1,000% comfortable and anxious to get back to do it. So the answer is yes.
Hey, Bryant, I wanted to see while you had her standing there, since she is the regional manager for also some Portland locations where gyms, you know, right now are closed under the governor's orders, but physical therapists, places like chiropractors, they can do, they're kind of called, you know, like personal services, and they can have one-on-one stretching appointments just like maybe you would have with your trainer at the gym. Can you ask her what her thoughts are on Oregon's rules so far and for 24-hour fitness, you know, clients here in the Portland area?
Yeah, and just another question that the anchors want to ask is, what do you think about Oregon's rules so far and their restrictions and everything like that?
So we believe that we're not the problem or the spread of COVID-19. We really believe we're the solution to build up that immunity and everything like that. So we really hope that Oregon sees what's happening in Washington and we can open up in Oregon as well.
Do you expect to get a lot of Oregon residents coming over to the gym here? Just because it's so close, you know?
Yeah, I do see that happening. We do have 3 outdoor locations open in Oregon currently, but being able to work out indoors, I do see some people crossing over to make that happen.
And where are those outdoor locations located in Oregon?
So we have 3 locations. We have one in Portland on McLaughlin Boulevard, we have one in Beaverton on Murray Shoals, and we also have one in Clackamas on Sunnyside.
And how has that been working out, having people work out outside, you know, because sometimes the weather can be kind of rainy. So how has that been working out? Have you guys been getting a large turnout for that?
We have been getting a large turnout, and I mean, I think people are just adaptable with everything going on and just making sure that, you know, mental and physical fitness is really important to a lot of people. So we've been getting some great usage in our locations.
All right. Thank you.
Love it. All right, Bryant Clerkley live for us. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you sticking around for our Sunrise Extra show that answers some good questions. I saw people asking, you know, what else does Washington's Phase 1 entail? And somebody was asking specifically, Jake Moe. What's up, Jake? He says, does that mean restaurants are open for Washington? Unfortunately, no. Indoor dining in Washington still
Okay, we're good. That was
not
amazing.
allowed. And outdoor dining, you know, is at a max of 6 people per table. So that's the way it's been. Nothing changes for restaurants.
We have another comment here. Diana Risley owns a gym up in the Hood River area. Diana, remind me of the name of it. But she points out really a good point. She says working out in a parking garage works for some, but for those with disabilities such as Parkinson's, they need pools or specialty equipment. So they would be specifically interested in coming back into a more formal gym setting.
Yeah, swimming is such a great exercise. Yeah, so this is just, you know, a little glimmer, a little teeny opening of some things in Washington, and we'll see. There's a change.org petition that some Oregon gym owners, particularly like boutique or smaller ones, are really trying to get the governor to change her stance on and allow kind of a similar thing that Washington is doing of, you know, you make an appointment or you have a one-on-one training session. And we have a couple sound bites from Oregon gym owners on that petition.
And they can come use our gym space to have somebody do flexibility training, core training, strength training, et cetera, et cetera. But we're not allowed to have that same person come into the same building and run them through that same training. It doesn't make any sense at all. It's a total double standard.
Yeah, things are weird, you know. We're going through a global pandemic all together, and so, you know, some things seem unfair, and it's just the way it works till they kind of work it out.
So Stanford Walker, one of our regulars on the stream, says, no way, no how. I am saving lives and money with no COVID gyms. So personally, he's like, I'm not going to do it yet. I asked Diana what the name of the health club is that she owns, Gorge Athletic Clubs in Hood River and the Dells.
Nice.
Yeah, we've talked to them. I know that she has done a couple interviews because everybody's wondering about the gyms. And she also points out the really low rate of transmission thus far in health clubs.
And you know, Kate Brown has traditionally been kind of following Jay Inslee on these, you know, reopening kind of guidelines. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the state of Oregon kind of come around on this and do a similar thing.
Wasn't Oregon open at the gyms for a brief period of time as well, like Washington was the back half
They've been able
of last
to?
year? I want to say my friend Terry lives in Gresham, was able to go back to the gym for a period of time at some point.
Oh, interesting.
I know Washington
I mean,
was.
there's such a flurry of stuff that's happened. It is hard
Yeah.
to keep track.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still on the outdoor exercise bandwagon for right now.
Yeah.
You know, just doing little things and walking and, you know, staying outside in the neighborhood, that type of deal.
Make sure you videotape your run anytime tomorrow or tomorrow night. The weatherman wants to see
Gonna
you
be
running
wet.
in the rain, Brenda.
I know, maybe you should talk about that. I think it was last week we got caught in a downpour, but you know, shoot, it's Oregon. We just dress for it. We go out, we're sopping wet, throw a couple things in the dryer, and we're good to go afterwards. But you're talking about some serious rain for my fellow outdoor exercisers.
Yeah, the flood watch starts this evening, goes into Wednesday morning. Basically, once the steady rain picks up, we could get a little bit of stuff during the day today, but once the steady rain picks up late afternoon, early evening, we think it's raining for the most part, just all the time, all the way into tomorrow overnight. Could be some of the heavier rain amounts. You're looking at the satellite picture. We think it's going to be, at least for the coast range, the heaviest rain event that we've seen so far this fall, now winter season. So we'll be watching, you know, those typical offenders, if you will, some of the rivers that often go to flood stage in these big rain events. We'll be watching that, especially tomorrow night into Wednesday morning.
And
it
Rob,
may be the rain, the reason why I'm not, you know, in the type of shape you expect me to be in.
You are just fine the way you are. Rod, you're right. Diana weighing in again on the stream. Yes, Cascade Athletic Club opened in June and then closed again.
Yeah.
So you're right. Then that's in Gresham.
Yeah.
Folks on YouTube, thanks for weighing in with us and watching this morning. Kate Heisman, I've been kind of typing back and forth with her. You know, I asked people, what do you think about gyms reopening? Should Oregon do the same? And she says, I think they should. But Beachbody has been working for her. That's an at-home program. And I said, how's it been going? Do you do it every day? And she says, yes, she loves it. She's working on her personal fitness certification. And her dream is to own a gym. So anyone who wants to save lives and skip the gym, she says, join me on Beachbody.
And then Sharon says a gym is a room full of people breathing heavily. How could that not be
Wear
risky?
masks.
I'm exercising at home and outdoors for now. How about gyms offering virtual workouts? I know some people have been doing
lots
that.
are.
Yeah,
lots
you
are.
bet.
Especially a lot of the trainers that work there are doing Zoom workouts.
So Jennifer Neerman says the U of O did a study that she read, apparently, and the science proves gyms are less than 1% transmission. Then she adds, good grief. I'm curious to see, Brian, I don't think I had a chance to ask, but you know, these gyms like 24 Hour Fitness, they have, my gosh, huge memberships, right? I'm curious to see if there's a waiting list, I guess is my point. Like if you were a member and you called today to book an appointment tomorrow, would they tell you, well, we don't have anything until maybe Friday? I'm just curious to see.
I bet there's a lot of interesting factors. I bet a lot of people have canceled their membership because, you know, what have you been paying for this whole time? So they've, you know, and so those people may not come back for a while, if ever. And then, you know, there's the chunk of people who are not comfortable with this idea of going back to the gym, so they're out. And, you know, there's the diehards or people, you know, with the New Year's resolutions and going to the gym will be a little more helpful. So I don't know, it may not be too bad, or you just may have to book out, you know, a bunch of appointments in the future.
Right. The last time I called 24, because I used to be a member, was to cancel the membership because, you know, everything was shut down at that time. And you could just hear the young man on the other end of the phone. You could just tell by the tone of his voice that it was like, another customer.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, sorry, but we're just, nobody can go. There's no reason to just, put it on hold and in limbo.
Yeah.
Steve Hockett says he likes my walking in the rain and Roger forecast. He says walking in the heavy rains is some of the most fun for outdoor exercise. Of course, a good raincoat, pants, and waterproof shoes always helps.
Remember, that's what Dr. Doreen told us at the beginning of this whole thing when we talked about the fall scaries, when summer was coming to an end, and she was like, put those rain boots right at your front door, no excuses, get your, warmest coat, like make sure it's all, and there's no holes or anything, and just like have it at the ready, right at the front door, so there's no excuses to go out in the rain, because we all need that fresh air.
We're not going to melt, right?
Right.
Jeff Lucas, he's kind of on the Drew Carney bandwagon. Drew's family got a Peloton, and Jeff says, I use my gym fees to purchase a Peloton, and I love it.
That's great.
So yeah, good
That's
for
so
you.
awesome. I want that, the mirror. It's kind of the other
Explain what that
one.
is.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I think I have.
It's
I don't know a ton about it.
almost a floor-length mirror, but it's a computer, and so it's hooked up to Wi-Fi and everything, and you buy a subscription, and so you can either hang it on the wall like a mirror, or it comes with a stand that you can lean it against the wall if you don't want to hang it, and turn it on. And you see yourself in the mirror, but then also you see it's a computer screen, a monitor.
I don't see that.
And you see the like the workout instructor. So they have live classes, just like in Peloton, where in New York, where there's a real person that you see. So you see yourself and the real person in the mirror. And they're, talking to you, and I mean, they have all kinds of classes, yoga and, like boxing and kickboxing and weights and all kinds of stuff.
But Rod, that's one of the things I don't like about the gyms anymore. There are too many mirrors.
Yeah.
Or you can turn off the thing so they can't see you, but you can see them. To do the movements, but it helps you
like
to
the
see
way
yourself.
I looked, I wouldn't need to go to the gym, Nina. I don't want to see myself when I go to the gym when I work
then
out.
you can tell like if you're doing the thing correctly,
Well,
it does help
all right.
perform.
Goodness.
But it's,
Renee Robertson agrees with you. She says, yes, I want the mirror
I want
too.
the mirror real bad.
Really?
Because I don't like
come
those
on.
bikes are so dang uncomfortable
Like
on the
stepping on the
bootay.
scale.
And people are weighing in on this. Jeff Lucas says, don't get the mirror.
Why?
I know people who bought it
Why?
and already don't use it. Rhonda Thompson Jones says, I think she says, I want the mirror too, but
Yes.
not for $5,000. Does
No,
it
it's
really
not
cost $5,000?
Wow.
No, it's the same or a little less than the Peloton.
Well, a lot of people know about this, though, the mirror thing, yeah.
Because it's what, Peloton, the mirror, and there's a third one. It may be from like Norditrack or something like that. That's, those are the three hot, home dealy bobs right now.
Melissa Weiss says, open the gyms back up. Just like to heck with the Peloton and everything else.
Get a
the
membership
mirror.
in Washington, you can
There
go.
you go.
Yeah.
Just go across the river.
Exactly. No, wait, what was, Brian was just saying in our ear, Director Brian says, is this the Wilsonville one? Oh, I see it. Okay, so he's, our director
boy.
Brian is monitoring traffic for us right now. This
boy.
is 205 at Killingsworth.
Yeah.
What a mess.
Right
That's
near the
Glen
airport
Jackson
exit.
Bridge.
Yeah.
All lanes are closed.
Oh, so this is different than we talked earlier in the show, that problem on I-5 down around Wilsonville. This is something entirely different, huh?
That was I-5 North.
Wow.
So all westbound lanes of the Glen Jackson Bridge there near Killingsworth closed. Brian, did you hear exactly what
They're
happened?
squeezing by in the middle median. You see them kind of all scooting to the left.
Yeah, you do.
And they're getting by. Oh yeah, it is oncoming traffic. Anyway,
Those
just
people
avoid
might
this
have
area
to
if you're
run to
watching this
work.
live.
They'll wish they were in shape.
Our producer Cassie has been kind of monitoring ODOT, and she said so far no update on exactly what happened.
Jeez.
Real quick, if we get back to this gym story.
Yeah.
Nina, what I like this morning, because we also talked about diets, and then we put out the call for our viewers to tell us what their
this is
guilty
good.
pleasures were. And I particularly love the one that said chocolate and coffee or coffee and chocolate. Either way, that was the guy's go-to.
Yeah, it was. What would be the food that would be most difficult for you to like
give
cut
up.
out?
Yeah.
And for me, it was the cheese. Cheese is life.
Cheese, huh?
Rod? What's
Well, I mean,
yours?
if you put drinks on the list, coffee
Yeah.
probably would be number one for me.
Oh,
I mean, here's Rod Hill, the morning weatherman, without coffee. Good morning. I think it might rain today, but
Yeah.
golly, I'm not sure. Back to you.
You're known for your personality.
Wow,
It wouldn't
that
be the same.
fuels you that much, eh?
Yes, I have to have coffee.
Oh, here, Joshua Madrid, I've never heard of this. He says, we got the Ring Fit Adventure for our kids' Nintendo Switch. It's probably not great for hardcore fitness folks, but for us, it gets us sweating and the whole family participates. It's really fun and competitive. Ring Fit for Nintendo.
Oh, all right.
That's
And
good.
then
There's so
Anna
many-
says, yeah, we have the Ring Fit Adventure, but I
Oh.
haven't used it yet. Joshua, how old are your kids? How old are we talking here?
yeah, I want the mirror.
Terry says Nordic Track, Tonal, and the mirror. Roughly $3,000 for the most expensive one.
The mirror is about
that's expensive.
$1,500,
Wow,
which is about what Peloton is, it sounds like.
that's a lot of money.
I don't want a big old bike that's uncomfortable to sit on, taking up space in the house.
Telling
Yeah.
you, you need those cycling pants. Get a little padding back there.
Yeah, you gotta have padding. Well, unless you have padding.
Oh my gosh, you
got that.
guys, I have to run and I have to do a Today Show cut-in. Wah, wah.
Wah, wah, wah.
Okay. All right, bye, you guys.
Have a good day.
See you tomorrow.